This is what I'm talking about. First shot right there. All the rest right there. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Guns and Guitars, and today I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest, and most importantly, the cheapest way to zero in your firearm. This is a one-shot zero. I'm Dan, this is Guns and Guitars. Let's get started. This rifle right here is chambered in 8.6 Blackout. 8.6 Blackout costs like $3 a round. So you can see why being able to zero in one shot is so important, because even just factoring in the first shot that we're going to base our zero off of, plus the 3-shot group that we'll shoot after that, that's already $12 worth of ammo. And typically when I'm sighting in an AR platform, I do the typical make a shot, make an adjustment, shoot a 3-shot group to see where it is, maybe move it back a little bit further, shoot another 3-shot group, make an adjustment, move back a little further, shoot a 3-shot group, make an adjustment, so on and so forth. I usually end up shooting like 30 to 40 rounds to get the rifle zeroed how I want it. Now, 30 to 40 rounds of 8.6 Blackout would cost a small fortune. Okay, we're talking well over $100. And this method does not require a bore sight, though if you do have a bore sight, it's helpful, but it's not required, which is even more helpful because if you have multiple calibers, then you need multiple bore sights, and it just gets more expensive. But what it does require is a stable shooting platform, something that you can clamp down on your gun, aim, and it will stay pointed at whatever you're aiming at. Okay, this is important. So I am using this shooting tripod by Tracheon, but also if you just happen to have like a gun clamp for like cleaning your gun or a shooting sled or something like that if you're a bench rush shooter. But anything like that will work as long as it's something that you can aim and clamp down and take your hands off. That is important. So the philosophy behind this is actually very simple. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna aim your gun at the center of your bullseye and clamp it down. Then you'll take one shot. This is your one-shot zero, and it's not gonna hit the bullseye. And that's perfectly fine, as long as it hits the paper somewhere. So then what you're gonna do, if your gun got moved from the recoil after your shot, make sure you clamp it back down, pointing directly at the bullseye. Then, without touching the gun, you will make your adjustments on your optic so that your crosshairs are pointed directly at where the impact was. Okay, this is very simple because even though you put your crosshairs on the bullseye, your gun was pointed somewhere else, right? So we just make it so that our optic matches where our gun was actually pointing, okay? Then what you do is you readjust your gun and you clamp it back down and go ahead and shoot off your 3-shot group, and it should be right around the bullseye. And there you go. That's all there is to it. That's enough theory. In theory, communism works. Let's see how it actually works. All right, now we're gonna make our adjustments. Okay, that should be spot on. I'm gonna readjust, and then we'll shoot another group. Okay, that was the first shot up there. And then these were the next 2 shots, and then one up here, one right on the bullseye, one back up here. Not super great accuracy for that gun, but the zero worked. So let's try it on a rifle now. So now I have the 300 Blackout loaded up, and I moved us back to 36 yards because that's where I want this thing zeroed for subsonic ammo. I don't have a 300 Blackout bore sight, but I should be pretty close because that optic was already zeroed before. I just had to move it forward on the rail to make room for a magnifier. So really we're just seeing how well it will remount and hold zero. And because 300 Blackout isn't cheap, we don't want to waste any money, so we're going to do the one-shot zero for this as well. All right, so it shot a little bit high and a little bit to the right, so I'm just going to make that adjustment, and then we'll see where we're at. First shot right there. Second 2 shots in the same hole because I took my time. Third shot over there because I was not taking my time. I'm feeling confident enough in this one-shot zero to actually try it now with the expensive ammo. So this is the 8.6 Blackout. We got it loaded up with an ASC mag and Fort Scott Munitions Tumble Upon Impact. Left a bit. First shot there, next 3 shots there. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sight in this Gunner Optics Odin 1-10 by 28 LPVO. All right, I didn't even see where it is. I didn't bore sight this thing, so I don't even know where that round went. Let's see if we can find it. All right, so we were about a foot high and a little bit to the right. So I'm gonna try to dial that in right now. This is what I'm talking about. First shot right there, all the rest right there. Now some tips for getting your optic close to target without a bore sight. Firstly, if it was an optic that was mounted on a different gun, then it should be pretty close. Obviously barrel harmonics are different, so once you're stretching out to like 100 yards, it could be off by as much as 6 or 12 inches even, but that's fine because you're still hitting the paper, right? So that really helps. Or if it's a gun that you already have an optic mounted and you just want to put a different optic on it, what you can do is you can put on a laser sight if you happen to have a laser sight. Again, it's better than a bore sight because laser sights are universal. They'll clamp to any firearm, right? You can get that lined up with your current optic, take that one off, put your new one on, adjust your new optic to have the same point of impact as your laser sight, and you're good to go there. And then of course, if you have a bolt gun, you can always just take the bolt out and look directly through the bore of your gun, and that will get you pretty darn close as well. Now that being said, if you don't have any of those options, it's not a bolt gun, you don't have a laser bore sight, you don't have a laser sight, and this is a brand new optic going on a brand new gun or something like that, then your best option is to just shoot at a closer distance. So for rifles, you can probably get out to 35 yards and still be on paper. And handguns, I would probably say maybe 10 yards. But then you can go ahead and perform your one-shot zero at those distances, and then if you need to back up further and perform it again, you can. You're still saving a ton of money on ammo as opposed to doing it the old-fashioned way. Now, if you've been wondering this whole video why on earth you'd want to have a rifle chambered in 8.6 blackout if it costs $3 a round, well, I'm glad you asked, because I have a video on it. So be sure to check that video out next. I'm Dan, this is Guns and Guitars, and I'll see you in that next video.